Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the Grand Seiko High-Beat GMT SBGJ019, a handsome 39.5mm stainless steel high-beat automatic GMT featuring Grand Seiko's 60s style classic case, one of several fundamental case shapes that the brand deploys. This one's designed to evoke the early years of the Grand Seiko brand, which was founded as a luxury sub-brand of Seiko in the year 1960. On my 16cm circumference wrist, you can see the watch wears quite easily. It is traditionally sized as well as traditionally shaped. 39.5mm in diameter, 14.5mm in thickness, and you can see that it's 46.9 across the wrist. So that 46.9 span across the wrist in particular makes this watch perfectly suitable for wrists as small as 13.5, maybe even 13 centimeters circumference, with a very vintage-inspired 19mm spacing between the lugs. Now the watch is nicely equipped with a handsome alligator leather strap, which, like just about everything else on this watch, is made in Japan and of exceptional quality. It's medium rectangular scale. It is a semi-gloss, black, folded edge monotone stitch. You can see on the underside, natural calfskin. And then we have a full deployant clasp with a vintage frosted style Grand Seiko font and logo. And that's a handsome piece that reminds you this is the vintage inspired entry in the collection. You'll also appreciate the fact that though this is a vintage inspired piece, there is no pin buckle. You get a full steel deployant clasp, and not just a full steel deployant clasp, but a twin trigger actuated full steel deployant clasp with a little metal minder built in for long-term durability, as well as neat channeling of excess strap length. This is a handsome piece. Jump into the case, you can see it is handsomely Zaratsu finished. So this is the Solitz machine that is a ancient Swiss case finishing system that originated in Germany, imported ages ago to Japan. It's now practiced almost exclusively there, and it is manual tin plate finishing, so the case itself is run up against a spinning tin plate, and by means of hand pressure, eye-hand coordination, and artisanal knowledge, the mirror surfacing you see here, which is optically perfect, absolutely flawless from every angle, that is achieved. This is a hand-finished watch. There is a nice break between the lugs and the case band. This is a vintage inspiration, so you don't have the integration of lugs that you see on something like a 9S or even a 44GS case, even though that originated in the late 60s. There are apertures for the strap tool to separate a strap from this most vintage of Grand Seiko case forms, and there's a handsome crown with Grand Seiko logo outboard. There's also a handsome bevel that runs along the shoulder of the lug. It's hard to see, but it's there and much appreciated. You'll note the vintage inspiration continues with the vaulted plexiglass style box section sapphire. And the dial is a handsome matte metallic in gray. I would say it's anthracite. It's a sort of black gray, very much like anthracite coal, with all applique diamond polished and hand laid faceted hour indices. You also have the diamond polished and faceted Dauphine hands with a counterweighted lancet style seconds hand at center. There is a 24-hour indicator that is your separate 24-hour format time zone. You can actually adjust the hour hand independently, and the watch continues to keep good time. You can adjust the date forward or backwards as you travel across the international date line, and there's a slight step outboard of the 24-hour track, so the dial has a little bit of a depth and a handsome faceted and finished aperture for the date, as well as an applique Seiko logo. This is the pre-2017 dial with Seiko at 12. On the case back, you have caliber 9S86. It is a 37 jewel, 6-position adjusted, 55-hour, 36,000 vibration per hour automatic with the same 10 beat per second double-step cadence that you find in a Zenithal Primero. It is all Seiko and Seiko extended family with shock protection, stones, even lubricants made in-house by this, the most integrated of manufacturers. Stripes across the rotor, stripes across the bridges. You can see that it is a 6-position adjustment rather than the 5 that would be considered conventional for a chronometer, and the watch is guaranteed accurate per Seiko and Grand Seiko to -3 + 5 seconds a day, so impressive accuracy. Also with the 55-hour power reserve, impressive autonomy for a high beat movement, and of course it has that double time 12 24-hour dual time format. 30 meters water resistant. It's not an aquatic watch, but then again, there are plenty of Seiko and Grand Seiko alternatives for that. When you want to flesh out your quiver of timepieces, you need some sort of a travel time watch, and they don't come much better than this Grand Seiko High-Beat GMT SBGC019.